Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says his government will begin immediate negotiations for the release of all hostages in Gaza. He insists any deal to end the nearly two-year war must be on terms acceptable to Israel. His remarks come as the army presses ahead with plans to capture Gaza City and defeat Hamas, calling up 60,000 reservists. Let's listen into what the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said.
אני הגעתי היום לאוגדת עזה כדי לאשר את התוכניות שצה"ל הציג בפניי ושר הביטחון להשתלטות על העיר עזה ולהכרעת החמאס. במקביל אני הנחיתי להתחיל במשא ומתן מיידי על שחרור כל חטופינו וסיום המלחמה בתנאים שמקובלים על ישראל.
Meanwhile, Israel has released 10 Gazans through the International Committee of Red Cross. They were detained during the ongoing war in the Palestinian territory. The release comes amid ongoing hostility and intense international scrutiny over Israel's detention practices. Let's listen into what the Israeli released Gazans detainees has said.
تم اعتقالنا من معسكر جباليا ودونا على أقذر سجن في العالم اسمه ستيمان فشفنا تعذيب للأمانة لا يتصور العقل. مقبرة لا بتطلع عليهم شمس ولا بيعرفوا الليل. أنا 75 يوم عندهم غاد لا بنعرف ليل ولا نهار. أنا إلي هلقيت 75 يوم والله العظيم ما شبعت. والله العظيم جعان نوم ل100 سنة قدام. النوم ممنوع تنام. على الحديد بدك تضلك نايم على قفص حديد. إذا حكيت أي شكوى تقدمها لازم تتعاقب.
Meanwhile, thousands of Israelis protested in Tel Aviv supporting families of hostages held in Gaza. Demonstrators have waved flags and carried photos of hostages, calling on Prime Minister Netanyahu to reach a deal with Hamas and end the war. Let's listen into some of the protesters had to say.
But I'm not optimistic, but I am realistic. I think that's the only way that we can get to a deal is by pressuring our government, the Israeli government, to make a deal. Because Hamas hasn't changed his situation about the deal. We know what they want, and I think we should do everything in our power to bring the hostages back home. Right.
Netanyahu must go for ending the war and going for a deal. Not a full deal as he's saying that Hamas will surrender and give up the hostages. It won't happen. A deal that will end the war, IDF withdraw from Gaza and returning all the hostages. It's his duty.
Now for this discussion, we are joined by Shruti Das Gupta. She's an international affairs expert, joins us live from New Delhi. Thank you, Shruti, for joining us today. Good to see you. Shruti, what's going on in Israel right now? Do you think that President Netanyahu this time is seriously aiming to reach a deal with Hamas?
Greetings, Asuma. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
I don't think this is an actual attempt to reach a deal with Hamas, or this is just optics of Netanyahu's politics, because he is now facing great amount of internal pressure. The protesters have not left, even though he fired water cannons on them and has tried every possible way except for jailing his own people for protesting against an increased assault in Gaza. And the recently approved Gazan city assault plan ensures that the lives of the 20, as of now suspected alive hostages, will be put in further danger. So this is just optics of it, while he continues to start reservist soldiers to come back on roll, has asked for 60,000 more to come towards. There's new increased aggression towards the Gazan city. He is also just putting the words out of there that I'm looking for hostage release, immediate release, exchange of Palestinians and Gazans held by Israel in return for whatever the Hamas is holding. These are just optics of it. I do not know how many of those 20 would continue to stay alive by the time he finishes Gazan city assault. So these are just plain rhetoric, optics to make the world powers feel that Israel is looking for peace, because Hamas is not. Hamas is not looking for peace. It is watching Israel walk into its mousetrap, with the cheese being those hostages that they have kept around. And unfortunately for Netanyahu, he does not have any other recourse, and that's why he's playing to the fiddler, and he's allowing himself to say these words while he continues his aggression towards the Gazan city.
And Shruti, what do you think that what do Israel mean by acceptable to Israel in its terms that they are, or they say that they might agree on? What do you think it is?
Those words are out there by Netanyahu himself. He wants Hamas gone. He does not want any Palestinian organization taking care of Gazans. He wants Arab forces to take control of Gaza after they have ensured that the entire Gazan strip is being cleaned out as per the satisfaction of Netanyahu and his regime. So these are at least two of the firm stances that we know of. They probably want a Saudi or an Egyptian control in the name of Arab forces controlling the strip of Gaza, and they'd want a complete demilitarized. That means that there's going to be no weapons allowed to be on sale or provided to the Gazan city and its people. So basically, it wants to defang Gazans as well as put them under severe scrutiny of their fellow Muslim Arabs of the Arab world.
Thank you very much, Shruti Dasgupta, for always joining us and sharing your insight as an international affairs expert. Thank you very much. Now we move on to our next news. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky accuses Russia of a